Hello, gorgeous soul. Thank you so much for joining us. This Pisces full moon, of course, in the natural sky, true sidereal astrology, is going to be in the sign of Pisces. And it's involved in this energy of the grand cross. And in the natural sky, this is a mutable grand cross. So we're going to be diving into that energy, which is mega because we have these two major oppositions that are happening. And additionally, one of the oppositions that's anchoring in this grand cross is also part of a kite. So we have huge aspects this full moon, and I want to get into what that means for you personally, a sacred invitation, and also what it means collectively. What are these frequencies really calling us to connect with in ourselves that is mirroring what's happening in the celestial realm? So let's dive in. I'm really so excited. We're gonna start off with a card pool, and just to kind of to anchor in the energies. Additionally, as I'm doing this, I just want to share with you that I'm going to be showing you how you can access the full chart with degrees and different aspects and things so that you can work more closely with it and maybe even print it off, or just take a closer look at it yourself. You're going to have access to this full moon chart, and in just a moment I'm going to show you how we do that. So I'm just anchoring in the energies of this full moon. Spirit, guide us, connect us with the frequencies that really want to reveal themselves to us so that we may consciously co-create and really take advantage of these opportunities to free ourselves of any structures, any cycles and conditioning that's no longer serving, and really liberating us to surrender into divine flow, to empower us as we move forward and really shine a light on what we need to become aware of. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you, Spirit. And let's dive in. So just asking for a card to anchor in the frequencies of this full moon. Alignment of the heart, justice. This is such an exquisite depiction of justice, because truly this is divine order. This is divine law, and I love this in terms of this almost feels like that grand cross energy. And you see like this stabilization of the earth and this angel of justice, that nothing, that you've heard that phrase, like nothing that's meant for you will be withheld from you. This sense of harmony that is ours to enjoy, rather than to take it upon ourselves to seek justice, to seek revenge, or to see somebody get their just desserts, or whatever. And we're going to go into this because I've got a really beautiful download to share. But justice is that it resonates with the energy of Libra, and it has those energies of balancing the scales, letting things come to the surface, karmic things, being balanced out, and then emerging victorious in your own heart, because you are in divine alignment and cosmic justice, source law is prevailing. So this is just, it's an opportunity to open up and surrender. And a big part of of what we're going to be sharing and diving into with the Pisces full moon is forgiveness. So I love this, and if you think about this as well, in the Western sky, as far as Western astrology is concerned, we're having this full moon in Aries, and the opposite of Aries is, of course, Libra. And Libra resonates with this justice card because it's the balance, it's that harmony. So whatever is coming through today, whatever lessons that you are experiencing, challenges, things that come to a head during this Pisces full moon, know that it is part of you regaining your own equilibrium. Justice is unfolding, and it is safe and it is right for you to open your heart back up so that you can move forward in integrity in your life. So, and I just want to say also that when we sort of hold on, we think grievances, or we're trying to enact divine justice ourselves, that's when we can actually become unbalanced. So releasing and surrendering is a natural part of this energy, because you on your spiritual journey it's the most important thing, right? You are the most important thing. You're the only thing you truly have your dominion over is within your own essence and in your own space. Like this is you. So when you move through divine justice, really what you're getting is liberation, to allow yourself to disentangle from anything that's throwing you off balance and commit to living your beauty path from the heart and letting source take care of the rest. You know what I mean? So let's look. I'm going to minimize this beautiful pastel background, and I'm going to show you how you can access today's chart for yourself. So all you have to do is you can go to wildmysticsoul.com, or you can go to auroradove.love. I'll be changing over my website very soon to permanently be auroradove.love. But what you'll want to do is you'll just hit the navigation and you'll click the community. So when you click the community, Aurora Dove community, it'll take you to this page, to the forum. And this is where you can access, download, screenshot, whatever you would like to do with this chart. And when you also come on, I'm recording this with a program called Loom, and there'll be a transcript and notes and different things that when you log on to the forum, you'll get access to that too. So that is what I wanted to share as far as that goes, because once I click this, it's just going to look like a picture. So that's how you can do that. Why isn't it getting bigger? All right, maybe I can't make this any larger. So you'll definitely want to go to the site and get this for yourself. But what you can see vaguely, and hopefully you really can't, here we go, maybe this is, no, it's just not gonna let me. This is my first time doing a Loom video and doing this like this. So I might find another way to display the chart next time. Suffice it to say, this is for October the 18th, which is the day the DHARMA Fest is launching. So you can also find that link in the description of this video. I'm hosting a live event all about embodying your soul's calling and living your truth, shining in your soul gifts, and really moving through anything that's holding you back, and unleashing your passion. And I would love to see you there. So that link is going to be in the description of this video. And let's take a look at Thursday. So what we have is this beautiful full moon in Pisces. Like, oh, it just feels really good. But we also have Chiron, the North Node, and Neptune, all in Pisces. So wherever Pisces is in your chart, you're really going to want to look at that area of your life and see what's coming up for you in regard to that house. So you can just Google that. I will be having a houses downloadable to support you in that, the way that I interpret and work with the houses. But until that's made available, you can just Google that. And then also looking at the opposing energy here in Virgo, where we have the Sun, Mercury, and the South Node. So we have these two opposing energies of the Moon and the Sun, of course, because it's the full moon. And then we have the next opposition, which is part of this Grand Cross, which is Mars in Gemini opposing Pluto at the very last degrees of Sagittarius. And this again is true sidereal astrology. So when we look at the fact that this full moon is with this crystallizing degree of Pluto, with the crystallizing degree, I call it crystallizing because these last degrees of the sign really offer that breadth of mastery where we need to be tying up loose ends and committing to integrating and moving forward in a way that reflects what we've just learned and have been embodying with these energies. So Mars is finishing up its transit through Gemini and opposing Pluto at the last degrees of Sagittarius. So this is a major, major cycle with Pluto. Wherever Pluto is moving through your chart in the sign of Sagittarius, if you're looking at true sidereal, is where you're going to be experiencing deep, soul deep, foundational deep transformation. And that is opposing Gemini with Mars, and it's saying it's time to take action on this. It's time to put your, like where they say, your money where your mouth is, and at the same time don't run your mouth, at least in a negative way. Speak from this place of integration. If you don't have that self-awareness to understand what it is that you've learned, what it is that you've been called to release and transform, then if you're expressing, you're feeling this, because this actually is part of the Grand Cross, but this energy right here is also the release point, Mars in Gemini, of this kite formation, which you can see right here. So the kite is being anchored with Neptune sextiling Pluto, sextiling Venus, and then of course trining Mars in Gemini and trining then Neptune in Pisces. So overall, there is a call to action. And it's like I'm these gates, the last degrees of in cosmic human design, these human design gate of Mars and Gemini at the last degrees is the archetype of the translator, which makes so much sense for Gemini. This is divine. This is a divine channel. And with Mars in this energy, there is a lot of action, like you're channeling what it is that you need to create, something that is going to take all of that transformative energy that you've been experiencing with Pluto for the last past 19 years in Sagittarius, and actually, do something with it that honors your path, honors your journey, and to let go of what it is that truly Pluto has taken from you, to make peace with. And sometimes, and this is where the full moon really comes in such a beautiful way, is that sometimes in order to truly let go, We need to experience the gift of forgiveness. And we need to surrender, and which is totally Piscean energy. We need to surrender into the heart of the divine, true order, true justice that says, you know what, what's true justice is you moving on so that you can be free no matter what has happened in the past. It doesn't define you, and it cannot. So what's been coming up for me, and what I hope to share with you in this transmission, is that oftentimes what is needed to be forgiven is betrayal, self-betrayal. Like almost everything that happens that begs the situations that are like forgiveness really has to do with some level of betrayal of the self or of another, which we don't have to get into that, how the betrayal is actually of the self and of the other and vice versa. But what has come through, much like in this depiction of justice, you see all of these different orbs, and I'm seeing this as this justice, this mythical guardian of justice has access, and this is like almost like the Akash. These are the different realms, these different orbs. They contain different lands, different stories, different environments, and they are all linked through her wings into the portal of her heart. And I want you to know that your story of the last 19 years, or whatever grievance, whatever betrayal that you have experienced, can oftentimes come through in the sense of almost an erasing of yourself. When you abandon yourself, you're almost like erasing the truth of who you are. When you choose something that's not in alignment, or when someone chooses something, an action, or says something that does not honor your reality, your feelings, your truth, or an agreement that was made, it essentially, it's like almost like a blindness. That person becomes blind to you and to what the shared reality or whatever was understood at that time. And so it's really important for any of us who have experienced, myself included, 1000%, this energy of any sort of betrayal, and on its fundamental level, the betrayal of the self. Betrayal can oftentimes mean, psychologically, we interpret our lives as living like a lie. Like if somebody tells you something and then does something else, you feel like you have experienced an untruth. But what is actually happening from a higher dimension is that the reality that you are sharing when you're in relationship with a person, you're weaving a reality together. But you yourself are interpreting a reality and writing a story that is your very own. And when someone goes against their word, or leaves you out, or withholds truth, or something like that, they're weaving another reality that isn't being broadcast to you. And so instead of thinking that the reality that you were creating when you were on the same page, you thought, or whatever, this agreement, that instead of when the other book becomes revealed, thinking that because it's a different story than the one that you believed, it doesn't have the power to delete your truth, to delete your reality, to delete the story that you were creating when you were living in integrity. You are not living in a lie. The only times that you can feel out of alignment is that if along your journey there were times where you could have created a different reality for yourself that honored your truth, but you chose not to do that. That's how we abandon and we erase and we delete ourselves in the moment. But everything that's come before this moment is essentially a dream within a dream. And so when you take back your power and realize that no one has the ability and nothing has the right to erase your sacred point of view, your truth, that when you're in alignment and when you are living your truth and you are living fully, that's it. So when you think, for me personally, when I think, well, if I need to forgive this person, I need to forgive them because, like, they lied to me, I believed something, and it's almost like they've robbed you of your truth because you thought something was true. It wasn't, right? But just because they were creating a layer or another truth doesn't mean that your experience is no longer valid, or that they could take anything that of your story away. That the wisdom, the everything as you walk away, that's yours, and no one can take that from you. So there's this element of surrendering to what is, and I have a feeling that there are certain facets of your reality that are becoming illuminated that may challenge your own narrative, may challenge your own understanding, and say, okay, what have I been living? How have I been utilizing my energy? And where have I not been in alignment with my own heart? Did I allow something to go on longer than it needed to? Have I been courageous? Have I surrendered to my own wisdom even? So let's look at the top of the deck. Wow, okay. Wow, we have the Initiate of Earth Guardians. Look at this. This is so potent. So world within worlds within worlds here. There is something so, oh my gosh, so potent, so fertile that is getting activated through this. There is something that had to happen. Whatever it is that is coming to its full fruition and becoming exposed or ripening in this stage, it really is a fertilization and the conception, the inception of something new, a whole new being. Look at this. We have the fertilization of the egg happening here. This is like, from this moment, you are being empowered to create something new that is even within your very own DNA. So there's an ancestral piece to this that's so beautiful. You're I'm looking at this too, it's like through these frequencies, through forgiveness, through allowing the, not releasing your attachment to a story, to an outcome, etc. Freeze this energy to connect with and fertilize that thing that's ready to be birthed, like not birthed, but ready to be pollinated, to be germinated. I love that. Let's take a look at the bottom of the deck. Exactly. This is so beautiful. Naga of the Golden Lotus. This is the Empress card in this deck. And there are, yeah, exactly. I love the symbolism of the lotus. It's my favorite flower. and there there are light codes bubbling all around, and this wisdom that is bubbling up in the surface of your life from the darkness, all of this, like that, the Plutonian energy, like the lotus goes all the way down and has to really anchor down deep into the muck and the mud and all of that, because that's where she's getting all of her energy. And this is Empress energy, fully blossoming. Where has it been in your life that maybe you didn't allow, that you, maybe, if I'm hearing right now, like judgments of the past, judgments of how you behaved, what it was that you were creating, whatever, that the judgments that come that prevent you from seeing the gold, you know, that prevent you from crystallizing these gems from your past. Because this, I'm looking at this chart right now, and it's really hard to see, but right here, we have 31 degrees. Chiron is retrograde at 31 degrees with the full moon conjunct. And this is triggering, it is bringing wounds up to the surface that are actually healing transmission codes for your DNA. There's like that is the power of Chiron, the wounded healer. This relationship, this job, this you know, home. I don't know where it is for you that you've experienced like this disillusionment that has cracked open maybe some trust issues that has affected your heart. Maybe you've wanted to shut it down. This is the invitation to open up and feel that you truly are supported by the divine, that your free will looks like telling your own story regardless of the circumstances, right? There's this I've heard of it, you know, like when people are riding a roller coaster, some people are like they're terrified. They like get off the roller coaster and like, that was horrible. I was absolutely awful. And then the other person is like screaming, and they come off like, oh my gosh, that was the most amazing thing. Like, I can't wait to go again. So I'm not saying that you should deny your truth. If the roller coaster was freaking terrifying, it was terrifying. But what you can say is like, that roller coaster was terrifying, but I'm here, and oh my gosh, I lived through that, and this is the story I get to tell about it. You know, oddly enough, my back was, you know, realigned. I found the truth. You know, whatever the case may be, like, what is it? Because this life is, I mean, we're riding the waves. I want to pull a card from the Healing Waters Oracle. But yeah, this is about taking some action, because Mars isn't retrograde. And Mars is leaving Gemini. It's like, what do you need to do? Who do you need to make amends with? How can you channel this energy, or how can you just find stillness within yourself? And certainly don't add drama. Don't, you know, like, witness your emotions. witness the stories, witness the urges to want to speak. And what is it that you want to say? Are you speaking from the heart? Are you speaking from a wounded place? You know, how did you participate in your own the illusions maybe that were happening with Neptune? This is the forgiveness. This is also like Neptune in Pisces. I really connect with what is called Christ consciousness. So it's really important to empower yourself and to take action from a place of true, empowered, loving Christ consciousness. Whatever that means to you, it is now is the time to step up, to own your light and your capacity as a being of light, to be truly responsible and be grateful for the spiritual wisdom that you have, the emotional wisdom. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. I love this energy. I will say that the human design gate I said for Mars, is the translator, gate 23, but Pluto is in gate 43, the rebel. And when these energies come together, I feel them as the soothsayer, because the rebel is innovative. They are wanting to push beyond what they've known before, and the translator is accessing these divine codes, these light codes, channeling Mercury rules Gemini. So there's this aspect of communication, and it's like it's almost like speaking to life, your future and your true intentions, allowing divine energy to flow and activate. I mean, this is like a very interesting card for the initiator of Earth Guardians. This is the Page of Pentacles. There's something that wants to be grounded and anchored. That has the possibility to become something so incredible in your life. Yes, this is so beautiful. So from the Healing Waters card, this is thank you. And I'll post these cards, the images of these cards, in the Aurora Dove community on this post, so you can see them as well. So gratitude, appreciating what's sustaining you. And that is so humbling when we feel like maybe we've been, like in a place of scarcity, or we feel like there are desires that aren't met. It's truly accessing like even the breath, being grateful for the breath, being grateful for the sun, being grateful for the nourishment, and then realizing that also your capacity to connect with the divine, your capacity to connect with your heart, with your truth, with one another, with your vision. These are things that are sustaining you multidimensionally. These are the light codes that are coming through, that are healing and becoming this incredible portal. There's something seeding itself within you, within the collective right now. This is so, So beautiful. I would love to look at the microcosm of Earth Guardians as we wrap up. Let's just take a look at this. I'm so fascinated. Aren't you fascinated with this beautiful? Here, let me put it right here. Oh, that looks so awesome. I love that. Okay, so we have the Initiate of Earth Guardians, 74. That's a 111. So there's a master number here, 74. Wait, I think I see it. So we won't, she writes, this is amazing. This is the Unveiling the Golden Age tarot, a visionary tarot experience. It's one of my favorite tarot decks. So an epic journey is a series of small steps. Start from where you are and trust that the path will reveal itself as you go. I love that. That's so important when we're thinking about the Page of Pentacles. It is the first step. This is the fertilization of something. And with Virgo, the sun in Virgo, yeah, it's focusing on each small step, but it's the key, right? Okay, let's keep looking. So this card signifies all the minute aspects of embarking on a new endeavor. Manifesting your dreams is accomplished by taking a series of achievable steps forward, piece by piece. They will make up the whole. Sometimes when we start a project, it can be daunting. But when it's broken into manageable, less intimidating parts, it feels much more approachable. Sometimes we do not even know what we are doing, but we follow the inner whispers, walking in the dark with a strong trust that the light and the reasons for our endeavors will reveal themselves. So exactly, this is an energy of flow. It's even like the blood flow, right? In this card. It's honoring that the seed, I get it. The seed is already planted within you. It's already been done. The seed is within your very DNA. And maybe you're not consciously aware of what is embedded in there, but this energy is calling you to take that next step. And I appreciate that too, because that is the energy of Mars in Gemini. There's a practical aspect to this energy. Very practical. If we merge the spiritual, let the spiritual and the practical inform and dance with one another, then you can trust that in taking that small guided step, that the next step will be revealed. So don't let yourself be overwhelmed. Get into gratitude. Gratitude is like the most incredible fertilizer for manifestation, and yeah, it's just so, this is beautiful. I would love to know how this full moon energy is resonating with you, and yeah, share in the comments what's come up for you, what's occurring in your life, what is it that you're manifesting or co-creating, or what do you feel like is maybe seeding within you right now that's ready to be birthed. This is so beautiful. We have just breathe. So this is the Four of Swords. So don't forget, Spirit is saying, don't forget to breathe. The breath is spirit. If you are experiencing any tension, or like sometimes it can be hard to really rest during the full moon energy, so allow yourself to experience a breath work. Have some meditation during the day to recoup those energies from, this is a lot. This is a big cycle, and so to stay out of exhaustion or overwhelm this full moon, give yourself space to breathe and feel spirit flowing and ebbing and flowing within your very own God body. And with that, I would love to invite you again to join us in DHARMA Fest 2024. Our kickoff ceremony is at, I believe it's 11 a.m. on Thursday. Maybe actually it's 10. Okay, I'll have to check that. Anyway, as soon as you sign up, you click the link in the description box of this video, you will get all the details that you need. But I wanted to share that we are having a breath work practice that is guided by one of my personal friends, and she's incredible. She's the founder of Prana Shakti Dance. She's one of the Fest Sesh guides. I'm going to be anchoring in the celestial frequencies. We're going to be doing the somatic breath work and really cultivating that empowerment so that you can ride through the rest of this year and into the next with more resonance and integrity with your purpose, with your passion, with your heart's desires, and be supported in that journey. So much inspiration, so much juiciness, and I would love to see you there. And don't forget to pop on to auroradove.love and click the community, and you'll see all of these pieces from today's reading, and you can comment there. We can connect and get to know one another. You can also download the app, and that's my preferred way of using the community spaces through the app, and I'll have that link too. Well, so much going on. This is a really fertile Empress time of my life and of the year for me, so I would love to offer that in support of your journey. Thank you so much for your time and your energy. And until we meet again, have a blessed evening, morning, day. Thank you.